Hello, good morning everyone. Myself Mitesh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Government Engineering College, Karwar. I am working in Civil Department and presently pursuing my PhD in MIT Manipal. My topic is Alternative Building Construction Material and Sustainable Development. So as a part of International Faculty Development Program on Environment and Sustainability, today I am presenting the first week assignment. The topic is environmental impacts of construction and sustainable development. The flow of presentation will be like this. I am going to discuss on global environmental issues, climate change science, impact of construction on the environment, sustainable development, and measuring sustainability. So first we'll see what is global environmental issues. Environmental concern and international cooperation is required to address the major issues. First one will be the carbon reduction, climate change, sustainable construction, biodiversity, deforestation, acid rain, alternative energy. Before going to this, let's see what is climate change science or global warming. So climate change science is the study of the significant and long-term changes to the earth climate generated by the both natural cycle and the impact of human activities. There is a different view. Someone says that climate change science and global warming are same and some different. So GSG include carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, hydrofluorocarbons, perfluorocarbons, sulfur, etc. So impact of construction on the environment. Ways in which the construction process impact upon the environment are the extraction of raw materials, manufacture of materials and components, noise, dust, dirt and disturbance from construction site, increase pressure on exiting services, infrastructures, increase consumption of energy and increase production of greenhouse gas. So let's see, actually construction is one of the largest industries in the world, contributing around 13 to 15% of global GDP. The built environment makes a significant contribution to environmental degradations. Buildings including construction, operation and deconstruction impact use approximately 15% of the world's freshwater resources, 40% of the world's energy and produce approximately 23 to 40% of the world's greenhouse gas emission. So if you see the impact of construction on the environment, it should be noted that around 17% of buildings carbon emissions are emitted during the construction phase and remaining 83 at the operation phase. So let's see what is the impact. The construction and development can have both negative and positive impacts on the environment. Typically it can affect some or all of the following. Some again it depends upon type of the project and their impact, because some have similar impact, some have different, like they may be having land use, hydrology and water resource, vegetation, natural conservation, microclimate, soil erosion, human settlement, etc. So let's see, I'm taking example of different project and one by one, and I will explain what will be the impact on environment. Let's see first one, in the climate change indicator relating to the construction with regard to land use. So when land use project like maybe a national highway or in development projects are there, the loss of actual or potential cultivated land, lots of area provided functions of direct value to society, changes to land tenure and the value, improved access and settlement, change to landscape diversity and aesthetic quality of natural or man-made scenery. So, if it comes to the related to hydrology and water resources, deterioration in surface and groundwater quality, that is direct and indirect pollutions, changes to hydrologic flow regimes, that is interruption of drainage, higher flooding, reduced flow or periodic drying, etc. Depletion of surface and groundwater resource, falling water table, drying up, etc. Improvement to quality of water and wastewater at construction or semi-natural facilities. Relating to the construction with regard to vegetation and forest cover, reduction in vegetation and forest cover area, degradation of vegetation, fragmentation, absence of natural or regrowth, loss of biodiversity. So if you come to natural conservation, change to protected area, increase access and reduction in wilderness area, reduction in biodiversity and critical habitat, change of special ecological and conservative areas. If you see about microclimate, change in air quality related to change in land use, localized change to weather, change to local ground and air temperature regimes, change to local wind pattern, and change in natural light level due to overshadowing, etc. If comes to the regard to soil erosion, extent and severity of surface erosion, then reduction in erosion due to structural measures, rate and loss of soil nutrient, evident of slope instability and mass erosion, and also some project will improve the slope stability also. As I told, it have negative as well as positive impacts. Let's come soil salinization, that is extension of incident of soil, then increasing salt content of soil, then increasing salinity level in the groundwater table, which is a problem again. Agriculture and decline of soil fertility. In this we'll see about divergence between change in fertilizer use and change in crop yield, changes in soil properties over time measured through monitoring, then rangeland degradations, then settlement and population, that is extent and nature of settlement pattern changes, increase in unit area population density. See, you can see that when the development occurs, the people will migrate to the new area, there will be a change in settlement of the populations and all. So the construction industry's role, what will be the role has a construction industry in development as well as sustainability? If climate change and its impact are to be tackled effectively, the construction industry must take direct role at three levels. One is mitigation, second one is adaptation, and third one is secondary effect. What is mitigation? Reducing the impact of energy generation, transport, construction, operation of building and infrastructure. Adaptation, engineering the built environment to cope with the direct impact of climate change, including extreme of temperatures, higher sea levels, more frequently fluvial, pluvial and coastal flooding. Secondary impacts are understanding and dealing with the downstream impact of climate change. For example, the impact of mass migration and changing demand for water and sanitation on infrastructure networks. Social and economical aspects must also be considered. So when you made a construction project, a mega city developed, and again migration start, we have to see the change in demand of water and sanitation. The role of the engineer, the professional institution believe that the role of engineer in combating the damaging impact of construction industry on the environment must be promoted strongly. So sustainable development, what is sustainable development? So we talk a lot about development. What is actually sustainable development? It is nothing but development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their own needs. This is nothing but fulfilling our requirement at present without harming the needs of requirement of future generations. So in the sustainable development, it is found upon the concept of the three pillars of sustainability. A truly sustainable development address each of these areas seeks to reconcile their differing priority and concern: environmental, economical, and societal. So how to measure sustainability? How do we know when we are operating in sustainable manner? How do we know if construction project is sustainable? These measures would need to be holistic in their approach. They would need to consider all relevant environmental, social and economical aspects of construction. However, in large parts of the world, construction and development still occurs without any reference, with wider sustainability issues with little regard for the effect it may have on the local environment. So the challenges you face as a civilian is to direct the great source of power in nature for the use and convenience of man, which making best use of scarce resource in care of environment. For example, if we see the for any construction work we require a concrete. Concrete we use cement, which will usually contribute around 10 to 12% of global carbon dioxide emission. To reduce that, what can we do is we can find an alternative source or alternative pozzolanic material which can be used in the concrete, which reduce usage of cement. So like for example, we get fly ash, which is the waste from thermal power plant, which can be effectively used as an pozzolanic material in the construction of concrete. So these are the like this we can use other material effectively, which is an waste in industry, which can be used effectively as a resource. By using that, we are saving the natural resources and effective utilization of the waste. So like that we can grow for the sustainable development, and also we can see environmental and without compromising with the quality of the works. So this is my presentation and these are my references, and thank you for your listening. Thank you very much, and I would like to thank organizing committee giving an opportunity to learn new things and implement it in my academic year. Thank you one and all.